Again by Caterina Vitozzi. Hello, Caterina.
Hello.
Tell me what's on the cover of Libération today.
Well, one very clear question on the front of Libération. Can he win? This is obviously a very timely question to US President Barack Obama as that big Democrat convention's going on.
Certainly is.
They look a little bit closer inside the paper, asking, can he win now in terms of, has he done quite enough over the last 4 years to be able to sort of back up all those promises he made? It's actually quite a critical editorial of the state of affairs in the United States in terms of the economy, in terms of the things he promised but hasn't yet delivered on. But it is a left-leaning paper. You feel, although they're being critical, they are trying to... It's constructive.
Deep inside, they're rooting for him.
Yeah, it's constructive criticism, as you could say. They say, come on, you need to be a little bit bolder. They say, he's paying now for hesitations he's made over the last 4 years and for a lack of this boldness. So they say, he needs to start defending Democrat values a little bit more. And if anyone can do it, they say he can, because he's always been a very good candidate, if not really on top form as president over the last 4 years.
So, yes, he can, says Libération.
Absolutely. However, they, as well as Le Monde, admit that he does have a bit of a trump card, a joker up his sleeve in the... Oh, there it is there, the lovely picture of Bill Clinton. We saw him there at the convention making this speech. Le Monde asked, why is Bill Clinton so important? And it goes on to examine a little bit the relationship between the two men. It acknowledges, they speak to an expert who says, it hasn't always been such a sweet...
it hasn't. It's always a little frosty to begin
with.
Well,
of course, you've got to think back in 2008, Barack Obama was running against Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton's wife, for the candidacy of the Democrat Party. But however, apparently, according to the article, they made up a year ago over a game of golf.
In that typically male fashion.
Absolutely. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe Barack
Some
Obama
home-brewed ale.
Yeah, Barack Obama let Bill kind of go first, he let him drive the golf buggy. And they ask, he's so important and he's just so popular as well. According to a poll carried out on behalf of Le Monde, 66% of Americans voted, yes, we like Bill Clinton. And what's interesting to see is compared to the figures for Barack Obama in the same month in the same poll, that was just 41%. So if there's a man to have on your side, it's Mr.
It's definitely
Bill.
Mr. Clinton.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, coming back to news here in France, Caterina, ongoing violence in Marseille. That's making the front page of the Paris regional newspaper 20 Minutes.
Absolutely. This is, big news across lots of papers today. This violence, as you say, in Marseille, particularly drug-related crime. You can see there, drugs, they say, the plagues of the neighbourhood. Picture of police involved in a raid. This is really terrible violence. Since the beginning of the year, we've seen about 20 drug-related deaths. There's been reports of gang crime involving AK-47s. The paper looks at the fact that the French government has said they're going to appoint a 15-man task force made up of government ministers, sending them down to Marseille to try and help local authorities. Because as we can see from inside Le Parisien, they've been down in Marseille, they've been talking to people there. First off, there are the police who say, we're just we don't know what to do now. We've tried so many different options. Criminals keep on just finding new ways to avoid the schemes we're trying to put in place. But they've also spoken to people in neighbourhoods who say that, we've got young boys who are leaving school at 16 and they're dead by 20. But they say, we are still proud to be from Marseille. Don't label us the cattle of crime. We've got problems, but let's just hope this task force will help sort them out.
So let's deal with them.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Caterina. Caterina Vitozzi there with our press review. She will, of course, be back later on with the International Press Review. In the meantime, let's bring you up to date